Okay there, Twin 2. I am doing a demo here on my Wet Brooder. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear, I just got a brainstormer and I did it in an aquarium. Actually, Wet Brooders, they're not that well known, but they are known amongst some wild waterfowl people. And I kept thinking, how can I show this without drawing it up? Well, this is inside of an aquarium, and these are those Mallard attached. I don't recommend anybody doing this, but what I'm trying to show you is a condensed version of a large scale. These are the same ducks that were hatched in my previous incubator, whatever video there was. And if you notice that when you have a wet brooder, the ducklings never become saturated or drowned or anything. They're always constantly exposed to the water, and they get their chances to do it. But again, I don't want anybody to get the idea this is the way you raise ducks in an aquarium. It's not. This is the only way I could do it through a window, to show you that. But and I want to do more of these because I have several size aquariums, and we could do under views and things like that, and show you how the other parts of the bodies work. It's kind of getting a little bit saturated, but not much. Would I leave them here in this situation and go to work for 8 hours? Well, I know enough. And the question of that would be, would there be any dead when I come home? Yes, I would go to work and leave them this way. Because the ducklings, they've been here since and that's what they are. Ducks have webbed feet, and yes, they do. So, I would feel safe and I would do that, because when they're exposed to the water on a very regular basis, and that's what they do in the wild, and they feed on the basis. Anytime you see ducks traveling with the mother, they're going to one location to another. They're not grazing somewhere. So, and as they're in the water on a constant basis, they are waterproofing themselves as they clean themselves. So this is a very, very good way to do it, but I don't want anybody to do them in incubators. Excuse me, in an aquarium. Like I'm saying, this is only a demo. And since you seem to be trying to help, I decided to figure a way to put it together very quickly. But, like, what I'm talking about is a wet brooder. I've done them in a very much larger scale than that, with 100 ducks per brooder. And that's what I'm trying to emphasize. The health and the cleanliness of everything is much better. If someone wanted to do it on any type of scale, you could, have a hole in the bottom of this and then know when to drain, wash it down, or use a pump or anything like that. That's what I did. I mostly use pumps. But it is very fast. Ducks are constantly clean, as if they were in the wild. And you don't, domestic ducks, you don't really have to. But, I'll get into how they mobilize and walk on water, the difference in the leg muscles. And I think that's important because the babies spend most of their time on the water feeding. So there's a different muscles being used, and metabolism does change to some extent. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I had this idea many, many years ago, and I did it. It's called a wet brooder, and that terminology is out there, but never very well expressed. So I'm demonstrating on a very, very small scale here. Like, again, I don't recommend anybody doing this because you don't want to put ducks in an aquarium. I'm just using this aquarium as a window inside of what a wet brooder does look like. You see? That's what I'm saying. And during a wet brooding process like this, I will put my floating food on there, I will put my insects on there, I will put my grass on there, and then expand their variety of diet while they're still babies. Also, that I have found by doing it this way, it seems like the swimming process is much more frequent. I'm going to do another one because I know that they like to dive and things like that. I got several aquariums, so I'm going to do that one. I think I got an idea here. And all I'm asking for you, Twin 2, you've been responding to me. I don't know if you're male or female or what, doesn't really make a difference, but I know that you expressed your pain, that what you're seeing with Matt is heartbreaking, and I know that, and I mean, there's no sense of that kind of thing, that these eggs have to be peeled and rescued, and it's drama. So, with your help, I can make these videos as simple and as educational and as an understanding, and not off the wall kind of things, you know? So, this is a quick one because I've been kind of excited. I wanted to wait till I showed you my really big wet brooders, but again, I'm not encouraging anybody to put ducks in an aquarium. I'm not. I just happen to come across this thought because it gives you a view of what I do on a very larger scale. Okay? And if you notice, none of these birds sink like they're in a bathtub. They're always waterproof because they're constantly have the water whenever they want to go to it, and they're waterproofing themselves. That is the natural way they are in the marsh, you know, with the mother. So, and these guys are not that close to domestic. These are like F2s or F3s or something. So these guys are slightly more delicate than your domestic duck. And I sent you something on mandarins. If you're interested in getting into some exotic waterfowl, I can help you. I can actually help anybody. And I have an open heart towards it, and it hurts me to see this massive incubation disaster and the ignorance of his lacking of understanding of humidity. It's just sickening, you know. So, and I've been encouraged by you feeling the same way. So let's go from there, you know, and we'll see what we can do. And I'm just gonna pour out all the information I have. I don't have no secrets. A lot of this thing is so darn simple, not complex. You don't have to stay up to 5:30 in the morning, but you know. But before you get too carried away, don't try to raise ducks in an aquarium. This is totally a demonstration to have a window into what I'm referring to as a wet brooder. And I will show you that more so before anybody gets into it. Okay? Thank you. Get back with me. Get my word out there, because I work the hours. I will make video after video. I don't have the exposure, and I'm trusting you as a friend to help me and whoever else you got out there, and then we can get this thing really on its way, and no little babies have to suffer in their eggshells anymore, okay? And no deformities, and none of that. And like again, this main video here is to show they don't sink, because they have the constant exposure to the water whenever they have like a shoreline here. But again, I'm just happen to come across this way, but I don't want anybody to start raising ducks in in an aquarium. This is totally for a way for you to view it in case you're not reading, I'm just found this way. So get back with me. I would appreciate it. I put my heart and soul in it because of the pain you're going through to see what you see. I know, it's not as complicated. Life is not that bad, and I think to have more life out there, the better off we'll all be. Okay? I said what I've said. Give me a thumbs up on all my videos. Backtrack, subscribe to my channel, get other people motivated, and everybody will have a better education on how to do it and don't have to go and rely on Matt's information or whatever. I mean, if people were to just watch my videos alone and not even know he's around, they would have 10 times the information, even if they decided to start. So I'm not getting into that anymore. That's fine. So we'll see ya. We'll talk to you. Respond to me as much as you can. Yeah, you can, and I would appreciate that. You can respond to my personal messages, because that whole comment section, I mean, it's not the easiest to work. If you want to go directly to my channel with the messages, that would be great. And that'll still be a little bit more private, too. So, you're my ally, you're my motivator. And normally, I would just say to hell with this whole thing, but I can't see. I don't want any more dead ducks out there. I don't want no more suffering in deformities. He's heading right for the next one too. I mean, he has no clue on humanity. Okay, I said my piece.